Hey guys, hello Bella, and in this video I'm going to tell you why this little vial changed my life and 10 reasons why you should start Ozempic in the summer of 2025. Whether you start Ozempic, semaglutide, tirzepatide, compound, brand name, whatever the case may be, just getting started on a GLP-1 agonist is going to change your life. I'm going to give you 10 reasons in this video why you should go ahead and get started. Reason number one is that you know your health is in trouble. You've seen the scale continue to go up year after year. Your lab work is not good. You're feeling worse. You don't have any energy. You're feeling tapped out from doing things that you used to do in the past. All of this is a sign of your body just not quite cooperating with you. And so your health not feeling like it's quite right is honestly like a good signal to know that you can do something different. I know for me, I knew that my weight had been creeping up for about 5 or 6 years, just a little bit every year, 5 or 10 pounds. But eventually it got to the point where I was just so big and I had gained back all the weight that I had lost, and it was devastating.
I'm never going to get back to where I was. I'm never going to look like that again. I'm never going to do this to my body. I am not going to be one of those people who gains their weight back. And it just happened. It's not something that I really had a lot of control over.
Reason number two is that you've tried other diets and they don't work. You've tried restricting diets, calorie counting, carb counting, keto, all of those diets, even like paleo, different cookbooks. I'm sure if you're watching this video, then you have tried a lot of different things and they just haven't worked. For me, I was doing all of those things for over 10 years and I had a constant struggle with my weight, and now I can easily maintain my weight and I don't think about it every day. So if you've tried everything else, this might be something to try. This actually was my last ditch effort. I was like, whatever, I don't know, like nothing else has worked. Let me just do this. This sounds crazy, but I don't know. I just went ahead and did it, and I'm so glad that I did. Reason number three is that traveling is so much easier when you've lost the weight. I have been on so many fun trips this year, and I know that I would not have been able to walk all over Washington, D.C. in the heat of the summer if I was at my previous weight. I know that I wouldn't have traveled to Bonaire and gone on all kinds of snorkeling trips, gone hiking. I literally hiked up a mountain. I made it to the top. Well, almost. Really bad rock scramble. And then someone's trying to give me a heart attack on the cliff. I would have been so tired probably a quarter mile into that hike at my previous weight. So if you want to travel and you want to enjoy life and you want to get out there, you don't want to be self-conscious, you want to feel good when you're going somewhere, I think that that's a great motivator. It definitely was for me to be like, okay, I want to get back into feeling like I'm in control of my body, not that my body's limitations are in control of me. So wanting to travel and explore life is a great reason to want to lose the weight. Reason number four is that you've had no luck talking with your doctor. You might have brought up weight loss in the past and been brushed off, maybe even laughed off, or you felt judged. You may have felt like, they just didn't want to do anything to help you, or they give you that old advice like you need to eat less and move more. And we all know that there's plenty of us who have done that for years, and some of us even decades, because I read your comments and you're like, I have been overweight my whole life, nothing helped, and then I get on a GLP-1 and it's like I can magically take control over my life again. If you've talked to a doctor locally and they haven't given you the time of day, I would definitely check out looking into the provider that I'm going to talk about later in this video. But yeah, it's just something that I noticed, like going to a doctor about weight loss is so embarrassing and demoralizing, especially as someone who went several times and tried to do like phentermine and different products, and just like I was literally willing to do or pay anything, and none of that stuff worked. It was just all just a way to kind of sell you stuff, and also just preyed on your sense of low self-confidence, and it was very shame-based weight loss. And so if you haven't had good luck with in-person programs, I would definitely check into the program that I'm using, which is Fridays. Fridays is a telehealth provider, and it is so affordable. So reason number five is that you can afford it now. So if you thought in the past that you can't afford semaglutide or tirzepatide or any of the GLP-1s that you're interested in, Fridays definitely has great pricing. For the one that I'm on, the semaglutide, it is $249 a month if you pay month to month. That's the highest it is. If you use code Bella, it will be $149 for your first month. If you want to get more discounts, they give you more discounts like the more months in advance that you pay. So if you pay for the whole year, I believe it's something like $149 a month for that whole year, so you'll get that continued rate. But if you just want to start and you're not sure, if you're going to like it, you can use code Bella and still get that $149 a month for your first month, and I will have all the links in the description below. But if you're thinking, okay, I can afford this now, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm ready to make that kind of investment, I have enough money to pay for it month over month, please don't start this if you don't have the money to pay for it for at least a year. I think that that's a really short-sighted, bad idea. But if you have enough money and you're in a financial position, then that's another reason why it could be a good time for you to go ahead and get started. Okay, reason number 6 is that GLP-1 medications are backed by science. It's not a fad diet. It's not a crash diet. There are so many like scientific articles that you can read, constant studies being published, even just like daily, weekly. You can read the news. There's constant stuff coming out. And if you're looking at like peer-reviewed journals, not clickbait articles, then you can find a lot of promising information about how GLP-1 agonists are working for people. They're starting to do different things besides just weight loss. They're experimenting with addiction and just longevity and biohacking in general. So look into the science behind GLP-1s. You can look up the term GLP-1 agonist or the term semaglutide, which is the medicine that I'm on. This is the active ingredient in Ozempic. So for those of you who can't afford Ozempic, you know, semaglutide is an option. It's compounded semaglutide. So if you can get your insurance to pay for it, you can actually also go through Fridays. So say your insurance pays for it, but your doctor doesn't want to prescribe it, you can still go through Fridays. So knowing that it's science-based, I feel like gives me peace of mind. Knowing that for once in my life, I'm actually doing a diet that is not just like a fad is really, really helpful for me. Reason number 7 is that you can stop obsessing about food and take control of your life again. If you are constantly on edge, you're wondering when your next meal is going to be, you're like always planning little snacks, when am I going to eat? I've already eaten, but I know I want to eat again in like 2 hours. That was me for pretty much my entire life. And you start to open up a part of your brain that was honestly like locked. And it's so weird because now there are so many behaviors that I just kind of gradually stopped doing. And I noticed that like there's little compulsions that I used to do that I don't necessarily do anymore. And I think that it has a lot to do with my brain kind of seeking that like dopamine hit from food. And so it's really interesting to kind of see how much of my brain power I've gotten back, how much more I've been able to enjoy my life since I stopped obsessing over food. It's just kind of like nice to have that extra mental energy. So if you're wanting to get that back, that's another great reason to start. Okay, reason number 8 is you don't want to do it alone. There are so many people who are on this journey right now. You can look at TikTok, you can look at YouTube, Instagram. There's so many people who are doing GLP-1 content. It has never been like a better time to get information about this. When I started 3 years ago, there was not very much out there about how to do this, what the symptoms were like, how you could treat the symptoms. Now everybody is talking about it because it works. Another thing about doing it alone is Fridays offers free nutrition coaching from a registered dietitian. I actually have a video about doing that. And then they have a free coach that you can meet with. And then they also have like group coaching calls every single week that you can be a part of. No extra charge. It's just included in your Fridays membership. So you don't have to do it alone. You can, you know, kind of be on your own, even though you might not know anyone in person doing it. But there's tons of people, I mean, thousands of people online who are doing it. So you don't have to do it alone. Okay, reason number 9 is you want this to be your before and after summer. So you want to start today in the summer, August of 2025, and you want to look at your future and see yourself August of 2026 looking so much better, feeling so much better, feeling confident, feeling more in control of your life, just kind of getting it together, manifesting all the things that you've always wanted to happen. I'm telling you, I'm not overselling it. I can literally look back at like pictures of my life, the things I was writing about in my journal, the things I was talking about, complaining about to my friends, all of my insecurities, and I've just seen so much of that melt away and just go into like a better version of me. Like the before and after is not just physical, the before and after is just total life transformation. I mean, I've started different businesses, I've traveled the world, I've gotten so much better at speaking and advocating for myself, even in medical settings. It's really given me the confidence and the ability to be able to say what I need from doctors. So if you want this to be your first before and you want it to start today, I think that's a great reason, just to be motivated to have something to look forward to a year from now. Okay, reason number 10, stay with me on this one, is that you have a gut feeling that this is going to work. So I'm really big on like just kind of listening to my inner voice. For years I ignored it, and I really regret that because there were some things that I would say like, oh, I just know this, like there's a small quiet part of me that just knows this, but I would just shove it down. And I think that that instinct and that gut feeling is now kind of what honestly triggers a lot of my decision-making processes, because I know what I want. I know who I am. I'm the only one who knows how I feel. I'm the only one who knows what I need. If you have a gut feeling that you need to make a change because you're overweight, you're feeling bad, your labs are bad, everything about your life is just not in the position that you want it to be in, I think that's your sign that maybe starting something is different. I'm not even saying that it has to be a GLP-1, but when we get stuck and stagnant in life, that is when we need to make those uncomfortable changes that propel us to the next season of our life. So if you're interested in a telehealth provider, you can choose Fridays, which is the telehealth provider that I use. It will be $249 a month, but if you use code Bella, it will be $149 for your first month. And depending on what kind of plan you want, it could actually be $149 every month after that. The pricing does not go up for the dosage based on semaglutide dosing, so you don't have to worry about that. Thank you guys so much, and if you got something out of this video, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care and listen to your gut.